Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Phoenix and the Ferryman podcast. Tonight, I have a very special guest for you, and we didn't get an opportunity to talk before this event, so I'm meeting him at the same time that you guys are meeting him. So I'm really, really excited to bring to you a veteran and a book. I always forget what this word is. Book, and it's not marketing. He is an expert. So let me get DeShawn Smith.
Hello.
Hello. It's so funny that what you do for a living is a word. I have a traumatic brain injury, and the word escapes me constantly. And because in our industry, we speak that word all the time, it's hilarious. So I just laugh it off. I'm like, oh, TBI.
Yeah. I was saying, don't even worry about it. We can say it later.
Well, you'll get a chance to tell us all about it.
Yes, I will. Sure.
So just for fun and just so the audience can get to know you a little bit, what is your biggest secret thing that makes you happy?
Ooh. It would have to be those little chocolate candies on the tables of Olive Garden that have the mint flavor. And I know they only want to give me like 2 or 3, but when they give me 2 or 3, I ask for more from the server, and I'll grab about 3 or 4 on the way out of the door. So they really make me happy.
It's the little things. We have to appreciate the little things.
And it's funny because I saw one yesterday. Somebody put it in the gift box, and I was like, oh, I can't have it because I'm trying to do the vegan thing. But I didn't do it, but it was definitely tempting. So yes, the little things.
So what's your reason for going vegan?
Health. I want to be healthier. I think that's been a struggle for a while. And becoming a vegan is a struggle because it's a big change. But my wife and I started out some months ago, probably about 8 months ago, 6 months ago, somewhere around there. And she's done better with it than me. But I noticed that it gives you more energy, makes you feel better, makes you think more clearly. And I don't really necessarily desire meat as much. So I just want to be healthier. And that's the goal. I want to be healthier.
And you didn't wait until the first of the year.
No, I don't even believe in that.
Kudos on that one.
I don't believe in that. You know what? I stopped setting goals years ago for the new year because I never did it. And it's just like, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Like, if you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it. And so I didn't do it for the beginning of the year. It actually started, I think, around May, I want to say. And so it's good. So only thing about vegan is you can't go to a restaurant expecting the restaurant to have some vegan food prepared for you. They don't. So you have to really go with the mindset that if I'm going to go to my old favorite restaurant, and they served barbecue, they served the best barbecue, they're still going to serve the best barbecue. And you're just going to have to settle for the sides. Okay. So, and it's cool. It's cool. So, but once you make that change, you go through that rough period and you're able to adapt a little bit better and say, hey, I'll just do vegetables today. And I'm okay with that.
Isn't that true with everything in life? Once you go through it and you get used to it and you adapt, it's not so bad.
Yeah. Go through it. Yes.
So definitely. You are a veteran. Oh no, you froze on me.
I froze?
There you are.
Am I back?
You're back.
Oh, okay. Awesome. I am a veteran. I served 2000 to 2004, did 4 years, and I said it's time to come home. I served in the Iraqi, I think it was, I went through both of them. They changed the name. I never understood why. It's been explained to me probably 10 times. But the Iraqi Freedom War is what I served in. And yep, and I came home in 2004. And I always say I don't know if I ever really left from war, you know. So, but I did get out of the military. Just don't know if I fully came home from the war. And so for about 15 years of my life, it definitely impacted, me as a person. So. Now, don't let me keep going because I'll keep talking now.
No, you can talk as much as you want. The cool thing about this show is we literally just do candid conversations. And the whole purpose, the reason that we're here is because our men and women out there need to know they're not alone. And that a lot of people like to compare their traumas and we like to minimize them. So someone like you would be, I often hear, oh, I was only in for 4 years. Or I only did this. I only saw battle once. I was only in this location and I didn't go to this other location. So somehow that makes it somehow less like you don't suffer from the same PTSD symptoms that everyone else has. Like you don't feel like it's like you're worthy of having the resources that other people have because you didn't have it as bad. But we're all in it together, and trauma is trauma, and there is no comparative. Every single person responds differently to their experiences. So we want everybody to recognize that maybe you didn't even see battle. Some people never even go or not even deployed, and they still have PTSD and they still deserve to be treated for the symptoms that they have. So we're here to show people that PTSD is everybody. PTSD is your neighbor and your cousin and the guy down the road, and you don't know it, but you're all in the same, you're all having the same experiences. So you're never alone. There's always someone going through the same kind of things, and there's support, and there is life still. There is life after PTSD, and it doesn't have to be a death sentence. It doesn't have to be a diagnosis that says my life will never be good. There's so many things that we can do to make life better. So I always challenge my guests to share something that they use in their lives to make things more livable, to make things more tolerable. What is your best go-to coping strategy?
You know what? And you mentioned that to me. That is a great question. You said that to me. What is, and I think mine was just to keep moving at first, or just to lay still. And in my eyes, in my, if that makes sense to anybody, both of them at times works. So I don't think that there's an exact method. I know people come up with all type of theories or whatnot. But for me, what has helped me be most successful, because it's an everyday working process, is I'm gonna say, don't go with that first thought. Don't go with the first thought. A lot of times we're moving through life because we're moving through life at this normal pace when we're not dealing with normal things. Okay, and we have this issue, and probably other issues that we have. And so, but the thing is, you're still expected to perform, although you have PTSD, although you have been to war, although you're still expected to perform normal. And I think it's a travesty. I think it's really bad. But what has caused me now, what has helped me most, is to say, look, I'm going to take a pause break, regardless of what other people think I should be doing. Okay. And sometimes that's going to mean that people will get an attitude with me because I'm not moving at the same pace they're moving. But I know that if I get overwhelmed, I'm going to respond in a way that's not favorable for everybody else. So I got to take a pause break. So that's what I call it. My wife's like, why do you mean pause? Like, you don't want to hang out? What do you mean? And like, it's nothing personal against anybody else, But it's all about me pausing for that moment just so I can get the vision of what needs to take place in this situation. Okay. So I in a perfect world, people that live with PTSD, veterans, when we're just talking about veterans, because we're talking about veterans that live with PTSD. I think that there should be some different type of benefits. I think, I'm just opening it in that way, that I think that there needs to be some real type of help. Veterans living with PTSD, it takes us 10 to 20 extra days to complete one task that somebody does in 2 minutes. So it's just, so it's rough. So for me, my takeaway is pause. You don't have to respond, verbally or non-verbally. You don't have to respond off of that first thought. You have time. You can take a moment. It's just like when they say, buy this gift right now. And Instagram has some really good deals that they just offered. They got this light that changes, that puts stars all over your room and stuff. It's like, man, I want that. It's just, you can turn the lights off and they can put stars all over. You don't have to have the track lights anymore. And they're selling it for 50%. And I was like, wait a minute, do you really need this light? People are really good. They have really tapped in to making us think we have to buy right now. And the truth is, you don't have to buy right now. You can buy when you're ready. And if that deal's not there when you're ready, it means it wasn't for you. So that's what I try to stand by.
That is awesome. I actually love everything that you just said, and you're the first person to say anything like that.
Oh, wow.
So it's really practical, real world advice that everyone can apply, and that is so perfect for what we're doing here. I love that. Thank you so much. So what motivated you? What motivated you to join the service?
Okay. So I love the videos online that are floating around where everybody's telling why they really joined, and some funny answers. I joined, I didn't know which direction I wanted to go in life at 18 years old. Who knows? Sometimes I respect the people who are like, I'm going to be a doctor, and they go and do 50 years of school. God bless you. That wasn't me. And so now my father told me to either go to school for computers, which at that time, computers were fairly new. And I hate saying that because, gosh, it makes me seem so old. I mean, my God. But he said I would be good with something with my hands. Well, I thought that meant maybe being a plumber or something like that. And I knew I was not going to be a plumber. It just wasn't going to be me. And so, but I left. My father has served in the military, and so did his father. And so I went to the military because I felt it would give me the focus that I needed for that particular time. And so it was really my pause. It was my moment just to kind of figure out who I was. And I just said, I'll do whatever they have me to do. And, at times I thought that I would serve for a lifetime in the military. I thought I would be there, and I thought I would go through the ranks and all of that. But, at some point we have to realize that everything is not long-term. Some things are temporary, And so, even in the work that I do, that's what I teach. You have to realize what's temporary and what's long-term. Everything's not to stay forever. And as much as I miss certain aspects of the military, there's some things I don't miss, but I miss it. I miss certain things, and I miss meeting different people from around the world. I miss some of the challenges I had. I miss the camaraderie on certain levels, but it wasn't for me long term. So I don't even know what your question was. I'm so sorry.
Perfect answer. Perfect answer.
So I joined I really joined to get away. I joined so I could grow. That's what it was. I joined for those reasons.
And now you're doing something completely different and not really computers. So tell us what you're doing now.
Well, gladly. This is my work. This is my baby. This is what I wake up to do each day, and I'm excited to do it. First of all, I go by D. Manuel, the gift activator. My birth name is DeShawn Smith, by the way. If you're confused, like, what is the guy's name, And so I just took my first initial and middle name there is what you see is D Manuel. And I'm the gift activator. And so I focus on helping, I mainly focus on helping women find their purpose and calling. Okay. And then secondly, I help you find your purpose through writing your number one best-selling book. Okay. And so I'm a number one best-selling author, okay, on Amazon. And so I help others turn around and do that same thing. And so it's important to me through the work I do. And I'm a personal book and branding specialist, by the way.
Branding.
There we go. And so I got you back. And so it's important for me that people know what they're called to do. And so it's important that no matter what you have going on, because see, here's the thing. If you got PTSD, that means that you need to really be focused in on what it is that you're supposed to do. Because that'll keep you distracted from from having so many episodes or just getting lost in the flow of life. You know, when we're working on our purpose, you know, what I found, Chris, is if we're working on our purpose, if we're doing exactly what we love to do, we don't have time. We don't have time in our schedule to really drift away into things that don't matter. We don't. And so, so in my work, I really want to help people, you know, drill down and say, where am I supposed to be at in life? And where am I supposed to be? And if that's becoming an author and building because basically you become an author, not just to become an author, but you build your business around the work that you do. Okay. It's the same thing I do. I'm the gift activator. I help people find their gifts. And so my business is centered around that ideal. So we keep it simple. The book is just a tool for you to develop your concept of the work you do and then reach the people who you're called to serve.
Purpose and connection are literally the two most important elements of healing. So you hit that totally on the head. Absolutely. Purpose is everything. And it's really interesting that I just connect with you now because I just joined a woman in the UK Tracy Cox, who is amazing. And she started an organization called Global Healing Right Now. And the whole focus of that is helping childhood survivors of abuse to write their stories and to get them out there and to get them published. So writing as an element of healing is a huge, big deal. So yeah. I don't know. I think people are put in your path for a reason sometimes. And
Indeed.
And I'm really, really happy to have met you. And so if there's someone out there that feels inspired to write, that maybe wants to talk about their story, even those of you out there who, you know, maybe want to talk about your story of service and your experience with PTSD and overcoming the traumas in your life and all of those kind of things, if someone's out there and wants to write something but doesn't even have a clue where to start, is that the kind of people that you're looking for?
Well, yes, but I want you to take some time to really think about. I want you to take what I focus on is I want people to write about what they know. Okay, I don't want to make this process hard because guess what? We're not kids, right? We've been around for some time. We've amassed some wisdom, right? We've amassed some knowledge about life, and so maybe it's about your experience as a soldier. Maybe it's about your experience with PTSD. You lived it. Guess what? You don't have to be a therapist to help other people through this post-traumatic stress process. Okay. So I simply, first of all, I don't want you to make it hard. That's what I want to say to you first. And so don't make it hard. Okay. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. So I work with people that, have amassed that knowledge base. And they just need somebody to help them. They have some ideals and they want to go to that next level of coming up with a concept. Remember, when you're working with me, you're not just writing a book, okay, just to talk, okay? You're writing a book because you maybe want to become a speaker, okay? So you're putting your process together on helping other people go through the transformation process. So for instance, I'm helping you find your purpose. In my book, I'll take you through a there. Okay. Now, through my bestseller series, I take you through 5 steps. Are we there still? I think we lost each other.
I got you
Okay, we
back.
still here. Awesome. So I went really. So I want to work with people who are passionate, who know what their passion is, or just need a little help making it clear, and then possibly want to become a speaker, a coach, consultant, and definitely get that work out there and get paid for it, right? Get paid to talk about the thing that you know most about. Okay. And I think that is what I focus on, and that is what I want to see people be most successful in.
And how can people get a hold of you?
Awesome. Great question. You can actually get a hold of me on all social media platforms. Well, let's say Instagram is The Gift Activator. You can also put in it's just Gift Activator on Facebook. And it'll pull up my business page there, or even my personal. I don't mind. I use it for business as well too. Twitter, you can message me on Twitter, Gift Activator. But guess what? Twitter is so technical. You need a computer science degree to use it, but I'm sure if you inbox me, I'm sure I'll still get it too. So any of those platforms, if you it's The Gift Activator on Instagram, but if you put Gift Activator, I'm sure it'll come up. Okay.
Amazing. And is there anything that you would just want to say to our audience in closing?
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, Krista, thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate, and I consider it an honor to be on your podcast and to be able to speak to your audience. And I am just super elated by the work that you're doing. I know when I saw the post and PTSD, I loved it immediately. I didn't know everything to expect. And, you really were helpful in making it clear for me. And so, but anything with PTSD, anything with veterans, I want to be a part of it, and I want to see it be a success. So much success to you and your podcast. To the audience, thank you all for listening. And I hope that I've said something that has been of value to you. And if I can help you through your journey in any way, please feel free to reach out. And let me tell you, even if you're a veteran who has checked out of life and you know that you want to write a book or you want to speak, you want to tell your story, I want to encourage you to do so. Guess what? You don't have to be an extrovert to be in this space, to have a podcast, to be a speaker, to be a consultant or a coach. All you need to tell yourself is that I'm going to try this. This is in my heart. I want to see this be successful, and get out there, get the information, and activate your gift. Get moving forward in what you're supposed to be doing, even if most of your days are bad days. You can still turn it around and make it your best days. And so I want to challenge, if I can help you, please feel free to reach out. And other than that, thank you all so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you so much for watching tonight. And I hope that you guys got some valuable insight into some tips and tricks and some ways that you can feel a little bit better about your day. And I hope that he has inspired you and motivated you to look at some different possibilities and to maybe ask yourself the really important question of, when you wake up in the morning, do you feel inspired to live your day? Do you feel excited about what you're doing and what's to come next? Are you living your purpose? Are you living your passion? And if you're not, reach out to me, reach out to DeShawn, reach out to one of my other previous guests. Whatever you do, find a way to find that connection to your passion and your purpose. And in that, you will find your happiness. Thank you so much and have an amazing night.